Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Four Sides of the Ring. Tonight we're talking Raw. Our most recent episode of Raw. Which I think due to the buildup with Elimination Chamber coming up, it wasn't the most exciting of Raws, but there was a few things that went down to the other night that were pretty good. And we kicked off the night with the Sami Zayn promo, where clearly Sami looked a little stiff walking out to the walking out there.
Yeah,
he did not look 100%. Although his fire and attitude is 100%. He's ready to kick the shit out of Kevin Owens.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's gonna get to an unsanctioned match.
Yeah, they got their.
That's gonna be a big one.
Yeah, he came out. He was talking. A lot of. They've had their back and forth this last couple weeks. Both of them have been putting up videos about the pile driver and who wronged who and everything. Which obviously Kevin's in the wrong. He always is.
Right.
But in the midst of that, Pierce came out. He interrupted Sami. He's telling Sami, you have not been cleared. You were not. The doctors have not cleared you to fight. You're not going to make it to the Elimination Chamber.
Right.
And through all that, he's told him if they're going to do it, it's unsanctioned. And Pierce, he went on to say, I can't stop it if he takes you up into the concourse and beats you up there, or if he pile drives you again, and so on and so forth. And
right.
Sami Zayn came all the way down to Pierce, and he's like, nah, you can't stop me if I do that to him. So
it's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good one. I think a lot of people are excited for this match too. Like, I've been hearing a lot about it. I think people wanted to see it at WrestleMania more than the Elimination Chamber, but I think people.
Oh, I'm sure it will lead further down than it'll just elimination.
But one way or the other, this is gonna be a good match, especially being unsanctioned. There's gonna be.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be an all-out brawl.
It's gonna be brutal now, and Sami's fired up. I mean, he is fired up. So. Definitely looking forward to that.
Right.
And Kevin Owens always brings a good fight. So, Elimination Chamber setting up to be pretty good. Actually, we've got
It'll be a good one. Got the men's chamber and the women's chamber, and the extra matches to go about it.
Yep.
Io versus Rhea.
I
don't know if they're defending other titles that night.
So,
let's see. Okay, the men's, the women's, obviously. It's a little weird how they laid that out, but okay. Thanks, WWE. No, so it's like it shows in the picture the full roster that's in the men's. but it says featured superstars, and it's only 4 of them. Then it shows in the picture the 6 women in the Elimination Chamber, and then it says featured superstars, and it shows all 6 of them. So, all right, Sammy versus Kevin. That's all we've got so far. That's all WWE's talking about so far. Really? Let's do full detail. Or you're not going to give me the full detail. Yeah, you're not going to give me the full detail. Way to go, WWE.com. Can't even tell me the full match so far, a full card. Alright. Kevin Owens versus Sammy. Women's Championship, Tiffany versus Trish. No? Why is it saying... Oh, predictions. I thought they were supposed to have a tag match. Oh, that's SmackDown, huh?
That's what I was just wondering is, did they set that up for...
I don't know.
Yeah, I need to look at
Jacob Fatu versus Braun? Or are these just predictions? These might just be predictions. Yeah, because it's not even saying anything about Rhea versus Io. Way to go, guys. Well, anyway. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. For sure. I'm glad they can actually give you a full up-to-date roster on what's happening now. Whatever.
Well, maybe that's all they've got.
I thought Rhea and Io.
They might be another time, because I thought that the Tiffy Trish thing was there too, but they might just be SmackDown matches.
I don't know why Rhea and Io would be doing SmackDown.
Or they might be a Raw match, so.
Raw already happened. Isn't Elimination Chamber?
We've got one more Raw before Elimination.
Maybe it is.
We got one more of each show before. Well, 2 more SmackDowns before.
Okay.
Anyway,
back to it.
We'll figure that out.
Obviously,
next week we got a little.
We'll figure shit out. We're not completely here 100% right now. Been a long week and a long day.
Anyway, so back to Raw. Our first match of the night was AJ Styles and Dominic Mysterio, which I think everyone could have predicted exactly how that was going to go.
Oh, obviously.
I don't think anyone anticipated Dom winning that match. Carlito came out with him. I think there was some backstage stuff too with Judgment Day.
Finn
and them.
Shows that the Judgment Day is starting to crumble.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily Judgment Day itself, but Finn,
yeah.
Can't handle the... It's like they said in commentary, he got mad at Priest for being the leader, and yet he's doing the same damn thing.
Well, because Dom keeps calling for another member with JD down, and Finn keeps shutting that down, and
we'll
everything.
Get one. We'll get one. We've got a couple of options coming this way, so that, or they'll do what Finn did.
There's a Carlito interview I saw earlier.
Yeah,
they were talking, and he was talking. Guy was talking about asking Carlito if he could still do some of the stuff he used to do, like 20 years ago, or whatever, like moonsaults and so on and so on. He's like, and he asked, and Carlito's like, no, I can't do any of that crap anymore, this and that. And he's like, yeah, I can't do a moonsault anymore, and I think JD showed me why I shouldn't. And the interviewer was like, whoa, and he's like, oh, he's all right.
Not really.
That's like, damn, dude. That's pretty funny. But, that one went predictably in AJ's favor.
Even more with Braun coming out at the end to spear AJ.
Yeah. Connecting with Dom instead.
Dom went down.
Dom went down on that, and then I will say this though. AJ showed up in the 24 car from NASCAR with I think his name's Brian.
I don't know.
Brian
I don't know
Williams.
any of the racers anymore.
But he just won the Daytona 500. The driver of the 24 car, and he's from Charlotte, so that's where they were, was in Charlotte.
Yeah.
So he shows up in the 24 car, and they had a belt for the 24 driver and everything. It was pretty cool. I was like, that's awesome. That's awesome. Anyway, we did say the AJ won, right?
Yes.
Even though it probably wasn't necessary. And then we were on to Dakota Kai and Ivy Nile for
number one contender.
They had a number one contenders match.
We all saw the way it was gonna happen. Ivy ain't gonna win nothing right now.
No, they're too caught up in the Chad Gable shit where he's all. I mean, they were backstage too with the tag team fellas, forget their names.
Creed brothers.
And they were sitting there laughing about the match the other day where they got disqualified and everything, and Ivy was like, I gotta go out here and win this. We were all supposed to have gold around our waist and this and that, so but so this is the number one contender match for the Intercontinental Championship. And it was a decent match.
Yeah, it was good.
Like, I think both of them, they're pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty
they both did very well. And I mean, it was just I think most of these matches really, even the more important ones, were just kind of on the level of calm matches.
Yeah, like it wasn't too much. Wasn't a surprise that Dakota won.
Yeah.
So she'll have the number one contender now. We'll see when that happens. There's nothing.
Yeah, we'll see what happens on that one.
So, we got that. And then we get to the point of the night that I quite enjoyed. Was Gunther's promo. Like, and I enjoyed it because this brought a little life into Gunther that I don't think we've seen recently, where he's just been the stoic, whatever, bad guy. He decided he was coming out Jey Uso style. He got up into the crowd, came out in the same place Jey Uso always does.
Right.
And he was taunting everyone on the way down. He's like, come on, yeet with me, doing the arm motion. He's like, come on, everybody. There's a little kid standing there, and he's like, little kid, get out of the way. And all this, coming down. And, the whole time, just, talking terrible about people in the crowd.
Right.
Being himself. But it was pretty darn good, I thought.
It was a good promo.
And he came down and
got better later.
He was John at Michael Cole and Pat McAfee there for a minute, asking them, do you guys think that Jay can win this? And Pat McAfee's like, yeah. It was hilarious how fast they both jumped up and moved over, though. They're like, oh crap,
Mm-hmm.
So we got that.
Jay came out, interfered, interrupted, whooped him.
Yeah, and he whooped on him. So
I think Jay says it all, though, is people are underrating him. And they better not, because he's going to come out of that WrestleMania with that belt.
Well, I think this last little bit, there's quite a bit more fire behind Jay than there ever has been.
Jay is
hell bent on winning that title.
And it's like, you could say the safer bit would have been to go up against the guy you haven't gone one-on-one against, which is Cody.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be your safer bet. That would be you counting your chips, playing it smart, but Jay has something to prove that he can beat Gunther. He's gone against him many a times. He can beat him. The question is, though,
I think we're going to see a whole other fight than we've seen from Gunther and Jay, though.
Oh, I think I tell you right now, if it turns out to be just like his other fucking fights where nothing phases him,
see, I'm going
to lose my shit.
I think we're going to see a whole other fight because I think we're going to see a whole other Jay coming out. And, you know, and Gunther coming out trying to, you know, intimidate him. You know, he's been saying, you know, it's going to be 10 weeks of hell and this and that.
Well, he didn't succeed this year.
Didn't this week, Monday. Right?
Oh.
Didn't succeed this Monday. This week. Sorry, I can't talk tonight. And all this. It's because we're seeing a whole new Jay, which is awesome because that's just going to bring a lot of fun to WrestleMania. I tell you what, that's going to be out of control when Jay comes in.
Oh yeah. A big-ass arena is going to blow up.
And Gunther safely threw his coat to the floor this week. He didn't throw it at any children. So, no little children getting pelted with coats this week.
Oh.
All right, then we moved on to Penta and Pete Dunne, which we've seen a couple times this last few weeks.
Yeah, we've seen it. And it turned out about the same. Good old match, and then Ludwig comes out and gets in the way again.
Right. I mean, I enjoy watching Penta, though. He's
good.
He's a lot of fun to watch.
But they're just repeating it now.
There was nothing... nothing
not
new.
Sound like I'm not interested in what happened in Raw. It's just this Raw was a very meh.
Yeah,
we're not meh, but like low key. It was just very soft.
Yeah, more low key.
Even the more important matches, like Seth versus Finn, the qualifying matches, they were good, but they were still just very soft.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Elimination Chamber now.
I think it was just kind of a push to get the names out there for who's in the chamber matches. Next week might be a little bit different because we're not worrying about the qualification matches. I'm really wanting to see Pentos do something other than fight Pete Dunne and Ludwig Kaiser over and over again.
I would imagine after Elimination Chamber, we'll probably see him open up a bit.
From what I understand, there's not a lot of story room right now until after WrestleMania. That's why, I can't remember his name. Ricky Saint is now his name. Just came from AEW. He was Ricky Stark, I want to say. But anyway, whatever it was, he changed it to Saint, which people are pissed. But it was his choice. It was what he wanted. They put him in NXT, which people questioned, and they came out and stated there is no room for story right now on the main roster. NXT can open that path and get you in there, and you got your foot in. Now work. So right now I think if they have even plans for Pentos right now, or if they just rushed him to get on to have him. Personally, I think maybe they should have done the same thing with Pentos with what they did with like Jordan Grace and all these other ones. Just threw him in NXT for a minute, and that way he's not facing the same people. NXT's getting hella better. Got a lot more talent on NXT. They just started a tag team with Sol
LaRuca?
Yeah, Sol LaRuca and is it Zarya? Is that her name? Hang on. I've got it. I just like the post. They had a huge match. Where are your activities? Blah blah, blah, boom. There it is. Yeah, Zarya. So Sol and Zarya, which they're just dominating the tag team division in NXT right now. So, I mean, I hope we see a little bit more with Pentos before WrestleMania. But right now, I don't think there's much out there for him yet.
That's all right. He can continue to kick Pete Dunne's ass. They're not the worst fights. It's just
it gets boring after
we just seen
the same matches over and over again.
But speaking of NXT, we had ourselves Roxanne Perez.
Yes, we did.
In a qualifying match.
I honestly, watching that, hearing that match lineup, I called it.
Yeah,
Raquel wasn't going to win.
I had Roxanne going the whole way because...
Right. Roxanne's the one that needs to...
Because she's coming up. But the match cracked me up how much Raquel was tossing her around.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, there's that one point she took her and she was spinning her and she kept tossing her about and everything.
Oh, yeah.
It was a pretty good match. But no, I wasn't surprised that...
Good Lord.
But...
Not to change subject, but I'm going to go be a wrestler.
But...
Because... Minimum.
But we were treated to something in this match. Because Liv came out.
And Liv came out
in her Daisy Duke shorts and cowboy boots.
Very nice. Very nice. You weren't supposed to start up.
Which was a treat for everybody. And
I don't know. The treat for me was Bianca and Naomi's little cheerleader outfits last week. Was it last week?
Yeah, it was just...
Yeah, it wasn't Raw.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Uh-huh. Because they came out and interrupted the match.
Right, and I didn't think they were in the cheerleader suits when they interrupted.
Yep,
Either way.
They were in their cheerleader outfits, and they came and just jumped the shit out of Liv.
Which, I'm going to call it now, because they're sitting there being very high and mighty about needing to apologize to him. They're the ones that attacked Jade. I'm gonna state that now, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I will even state that I'm wrong. But right now, the way they're painting it out is they're the ones that attacked Jade.
They're the ones. Well, I mean, I think Jade's gonna make her return.
She's already at the Performance Center, so she's already back.
She's gonna jump the one that
I think she's gonna come out and put them in their spots.
But Liv, that was hilarious.
I think we're gonna get that actually before we get WrestleMania.
Probably. But that was hilarious. Liv was all... But they got out of there. Raquel...
Yeah, with a very...
Raquel saved her.
Reaction from Liv. I love you. Bird. That was serious, though. Like, she was not happy about something. And it's like, I don't know if it's maybe just... A lot of fans are out of control right now and causing a lot of discomfort to these female wrestlers, these ladies of the ring, because Ahsoka's had her shit going on. I get I can't say what her fucking new name is. I have such a hard time saying it, but yeah, I know her as Paige from way back when. Was over in I don't know if she's still AEW, but you'd know her if you saw her. It's like Sahara or something like that. She hasn't actually been on for a while, but she announced like a couple of weeks ago that her boyfriend of 4 years just split. And then she comes out stating that another fan made her completely uncomfortable with messages he was sending her. So it's like, you almost wonder if maybe this is shit going on right now. Because it's like, when wrestlers look at full grown ass men screaming, "I love you," it's a little. I mean, honestly, it's like, don't get me wrong. I love Rhea, I love Liv, I love all of them. Like the ones I have said I love. I don't actually think there is a female wrestler I don't hate, or I hate right now. But it's like, it's not like, oh my God, I'm in love with you. It's, you guys, they're amazing athletes, they're amazing entertainers, and they put on probably the best part of the show. So if I were to sit there and go, I love you, it's because of that. God knows you're playing a character. I'm not, daydreaming about marrying y'all. But no, like, some fans just let it go way too far.
Yeah, that they do.
Oh, have you heard what happened with Logan and Tiffy?
I did.
She pulled out of his. That just clarifies right there too. I think that Ludwig and
Paul was doing something stupid.
Yeah, and Ludwig went to go kick his ass. So, because she abruptly pulls out of his interview. So, but anyway, Roxanne wins that match with with interference after the match from Bianca. No, it was during.
It was during.
It was during, but they didn't necessarily interfere with the match itself. They went after.
They went after Liv, and it just distracted Raquel long enough.
To where Roxanne rolled her up.
Yeah,
that's right.
But it wasn't a surprise that Roxanne won. I mean, I had her going the whole way, so no protection for Liv in the chamber. So,
no.
Although I still think Liv's winning the chamber. Oh yeah,
Fucking Stone Cold.
Stone Cold and his cats. But yeah. So anyway,
what was next?
We had
Seth versus Finn after that, isn't it?
Well, we had the New Day. Yeah, New Day came out. And
oh God,
my God,
New Day needs to stop.
They run their mouths.
You know what though? For a heel turn, the way they went, which was just straight left, jerking it hard, they have caught heat so fast on that, which is just insane.
Well, Kofi had to yell over everybody.
They're just booing them just as bad as they boo Dom.
Yeah, they were relentless boos. And to his credit, he did a good job of, overpowering the crowd and getting. But they were just ragging on luchadors, ragging on Rey Mysterio and everything. And then they got
doing what they're always doing. They're trying to create more heat between them and Rey right now in the LWO.
And then they got jumped by the LWO. So,
yeah.
Which, not surprising.
Very good. Yeah, I mean, it was a good promo for what it was, and it's to paint them in a much greater heat more. Because let's face it, New Day was a very face tag team for 10 years. Like, to really, that's why I say, for as fast as heat came on them, you got to think, especially because, we all know this shit's planned in the back. You got to think right there at the end. They're sitting in the back and they're like, you know how we're going to do it? We're going to spit in E's face and people are going to hate us for it. And sure as shit it worked. Families are turning on them. Fans destroying them. And, the leader of the locker room, Rey Mysterio, kicks him out, which, honestly, I think it leads to a WrestleMania tag team match. I think LWO versus New Day will happen. And it'll probably be a decent match.
Oh, yeah. They always come out and have good matches, so it's not.
It's definitely a new twist compared to what we've been seeing for
Well,
the last 10 years.
They've just done a heck of a job at turning heel. So.
Oh, God, yeah. They definitely destroyed themselves, so.
All right, so we ended the night with the last qualifying match.
Seth versus Finn.
Seth and Finn.
And I heard there was a referee botch in this.
There was. Well, no, it was a Finn's botch. He didn't pop up quick enough, so there was a 3 count, but the ref didn't.
Ref didn't count it.
The ref, swiped his arm, so he didn't count the 3, but Finn's shoulder was clearly on the mat.
Oh.
But, so he's on the mat after 3, and then he kicked
Jumped
out.
out.
It was Finn. He didn't pop up quick enough, which made it look like a pin, but it didn't technically count it out because the ref bailed him out. But
Right. Ref did his job.
But it was a good match. Those two went at it. But I mean, those two are both good wrestlers.
Well, they've always had good matches,
Yeah.
and it still strides back to the time when Finn was the first Universal Champion, and Seth accidentally screwed his shoulder up, and Finn had to retain that title. And God, that was a couple of years ago, and he still hasn't gotten
it back yet.
his rematch. Isn't it funny how that works? Somehow, some of those wrestlers get a rematch immediately, saying it's my rematch clause. But then you got other wrestlers that apparently don't have a clause.
I was hoping to see Finn get into the chamber. I wasn't surprised Seth won by any means, but
I'm getting tired of seeing Seth be up there.
there's
Not anything against Seth, but it's like it's time to kind of open the door and let someone else walk through.
I was looking more because now we're gonna get more Seth, CM Punk stuff in the chamber, and I was looking forward to more Finn Balor, Damian Priest stuff in the chamber because of that street fight.
Yeah,
I was looking forward to that.
That's over though.
It's over, but
That's because Damian. Well, unless something happens before anything, and
But
Finn
I'm
gets
not-
kicked out of Judgment Day and sent over to SmackDown.
I'd rather see more of that than more of CM Punk and Seth Rollins, which is what we're gonna get. I still think Cena's probably gonna win the chamber.
I think Cena might win, and I say might just because Damian's in there.
Yeah, I think Cena's the best bet. Like I still haven't.
And Damian still has that career, that boost of he's looking good for a belt.
He does, and I like Damian. I like
And
Damian a
right
lot
now-
for a belt.
Especially since it's like we still have a year of Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Still have a year. So it's like there's plenty of time for Cena to get that belt and do it.
This is what I'm thinking for WrestleMania, because this is whoever wins is going up against Cody, and I think because there's no clear path as to who's doing what in regards to Cody. You know what I'm saying? Like the other belt, there's Gunther and Jay.
Which I even heard rumor they were going to
I'm starting to
cut
think.
Jay out of it.
I'm starting to think that there's going to be a 3-way match on that Cody belt. Like, cause since there's not a clear
Well,
cut.
if it's a 3-way, the better sense would be John Cena and CM Punk.
You saying you could, because you got stuff like that though. That's the thing is like you could do Damian Priest, you could do CM Punk, you could do Seth Rollins. There's other guys out there that aren't even a part of the Elimination Chamber right now that you could throw in there too. Like
Well, look at the
if
fact
John
you want to
wins,
see more Finn and Damian.
Yeah.
Damian wins Elimination Chamber. Finn wrestles his way into a 3-way match at WrestleMania, and there you go.
so
I mean, there's plenty of possibility. I mean, their original plans are obviously gone.
yeah,
There's Roman's gone.
Roman's gone.
I've been hearing a rumor they're about to scratch Jay off the main event.
Why?
I don't know. I've just couple of
At WrestleMania?
yeah.
How are they doing that?
I don't know, almost like a Cody situation, like they did with The Rock. but I don't know how true it is. I've just seen it through at least two of the pages that are usually about 90% accurate.
That'd be a weird thing to do.
And I don't know what's what on that one, and it's like, I hope it's all bullshit. I wouldn't see why you would do it.
They've just got so much buildup with that. I don't know why they do that at this point. Cause
right now, I don't know, but let's face it, Cody won the Royal Rumble within, the next day or week. Rock was back telling him, I'm going for it by Elimination Chamber. As far as anyone was really concerned, Cody wasn't going to go up against Roman.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, boom, Cody came back and said, no, I'm going against Roman. So, I mean, we still got basically a month and a week? We've 60-something days or whatever. I don't think 60, maybe 2 months?
Yeah, we got 2 months.
2 months from WrestleMania.
It's almost exactly 2, because I think it's the April 19th.
So at this point, a lot could change.
But I just think, that's the thing too, is a lot could change with that Cody belt too, because that's just up in the air. Because
Roman still has a chance to come back and
there is this,
but I even then I don't think
there is this too. I saw earlier, The Rock posted on Instagram, and he was talking about, I don't know if you saw this post, but he was talking about one day versus day one, the philosophy that he goes by, and I think Roman goes by too. And he's talking about, everyone does this. One day I'm going to do this. One day I'm going to do that,
Right.
And he says you change your philosophy from one day to you wake up and you say, this is day one. Now I'm going to go do this. And he went on in this post to say, I've got unfinished business, and today is day one. So he's up to something. He posted because he's up to something.
Right.
So I don't know if it has to do with wrestling, because it didn't necessarily.
See, and I've been hearing he's not going to be at WrestleMania at all.
And that's what I've heard too. It's he's busy.
He got pissed that got leaked too.
He's busy and doing shit, but like we just said, we've got 2 months till WrestleMania. The Rock kind of does what The Rock wants to do, and if he decided that he's going to wrestle at WrestleMania, who's going to stop him?
Exactly.
See,
and the thing is with John, nothing against John, but he's been there, he's done that. I don't think he'd take a moment like WrestleMania away from a guy coming up into the business to be up there. Granted, one way or another, if John were to go to WrestleMania, even in a triple threat match versus Seth and, say, CM Punk or whatever they're saying would be awesome, John would still break a Ric Flair record of making it to WrestleMania more times than Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Because him and Ric Flair are tied for that one.
See, and I could also see a quick title change too. If they gave Cena the title at WrestleMania and then wrap it right back to Cody a week or two later, you know what I'm saying? Just to give Cena that.
See, and I think it would be better if they...
But it's like you said, they've got the rest of the year to do this.
Well, look at the fact, too. If Damian went in, say Damian wins the elimination, goes after Cody, pins Cody, wins WrestleMania. A couple weeks later, Cena comes out, challenges Damian, which Damian has shown he's a fighting champ, accepts the challenge, giving Damian another spot of wrestling someone he's never wrestled before. Damian loses. Title turnover. A couple weeks later, Cody turns around and challenges Cena for a match. At a PLE.
At a PLE, yep, see.
Making another PLE sold out. But, there's still a lot in the air on what can happen. Personally, we'll just have to wait and see.
We do. Kind of have to wait to see how the chamber goes. My early predictions are Liv and Cena, but
Mine's Damien.
But those are early
And
predictions.
I almost want to say,
by the way,
Roxanne. They've or Alexa.
I'd be surprised.
Alexa.
Yeah, you could get Alexa.
Forgot she was in it, but I think maybe Alexa. It'd be Alexa versus Rhea.
Oh, that women's division, man. Up and down. That is so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm not even talking about, like, gorgeous women. Like, I know I know we make a big deal about how gorgeous they are. But up and down, you've got Liv, Alexa, Io, Rhea. In NXT, you've got Julia. You've got Stephanie. You got
Zarya.
Sol.
There's too many to name.
There's a ton. Like, I know I'm not...
Roxanne, you got Jade, you got...
Oh, my goodness, though. For real.
Actually, to bring up NXT again, Hardy Boys are making their debut back next week.
They're next week. I'm going to have to watch.
I don't know if it's going to be a tag title match, because they are TNA title holders. And they're going after the NXT tag team titles, which they've never had before. But with that thought, are we going to see a major tag team championship of TNA versus WWE at WrestleMania, only to bring the Hardys and our team into the fold of WrestleMania just to show a badass show? It's like, that's almost like what I see happening. They are drawing all this attention because you even got NXT's champion going up, almost going up against Moose, who is the TNA champion. Shit's getting real, dude. They have 2 days of WrestleMania that we do not have a we don't have
we have
anything going on right now to where they've got to fit, or they want to blow it up.
They're going
with one of the biggest WrestleMania arenas they've had.
And Vegas has to put on a show. So.
It's going to be huge. So right now, especially since they've kicked the fucking door down, with intertwining with other companies. They have kicked it down.
Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun.
Oh, God, yeah. And it'd be one of the first WrestleManias to have NXT titles in it, showing that NXT is no longer the beginning phase of anything. It is its own fucking main roster
show. It's its own roster, yeah.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And this is just me speculating, but I would love to see the Hardys go down a WrestleMania road one more time for those tag team titles.
They could very well do it,
and seeing as how they have never won the NXT titles, they've won TNAs, they've won the WWEs multiple times. They've won all companies. They've been AEWs, all of them. They've won all their tag team titles. They have come out and stated they want the NXT titles because they've never won them. And at this point, too, we're looking at the fact that they're both looking to want to be in the Hall of Fame for WWE. WWE has opened that door for them now. The fact that they're actually letting them back in again, not WWE's fault. That's shit with Jeff,
but
it's big news.
Yeah, but that's gonna be fun to see him again. That is for sure.
Oh yeah, Jeff Hardy's one of the reasons I got into this.
Yep.
Him and Stone Cold.
Those guys are awesome.
So it's gonna be crazy. The fact that he still does it, Jesus Christ, he's. All right. I heard at 36. God, how old is he? And he does shit. Oh God, makes me cringe.
All right. Well, that was about it for Raw.
That, and we still have Trish Stratus in the fold. She's still around.
We get Trishy time, or Trishy time.
Trishy and Tiffy time.
Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. All right, let's call it for the evening. That was a good episode of Raw. We'll come back with SmackDown in a few days. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll talk to you later.